So I haven't actually seen anyone else do this challenge. I'm obviously not saying I made up this challenge because there are no more original ideas, but I just I probably saw it somewhere, but I just thought up this challenge idea to make a house or furnish a house using only custom content downloads. So the first bit is kind of boring. It's just me making the basic shape of the house, and then I'll get onto the furnishing. So I ended up going for quite a tall house. This has actually got 4 floors, and they do get gradually smaller as you go upwards. I'm not totally happy with how this house looks. I don't think it's that realistic or anything, but it's not really about that. It's just about the furnishings in this video, and it's still a cute, fun little house to play with in The Sims. I first started off with just laying out my rooms and choosing what was going to go where, and then had a look through some lighting. My idea with this was to only use custom content, except for items like I placed a toy box. I didn't have a custom content download toy box, so I had to use just a normal one. But everywhere I could, I used custom content for even things like the walls. I don't think I use it on most of the flooring because I didn't really download much custom content for the floors, and my laptop crashes every time I try and download too much custom content. You will see me pick up a few normal base game items every now and then, because then I suddenly go, oh, I shouldn't be using these, I'm meant to be using the custom content, and then I put them back down. But yeah, just so you know, I might accidentally place a couple. I don't think I did, but I can't entirely remember. I was having trouble getting the perfect colour scheme and getting stuff that all fitted nicely into the space with just the custom content downloads. I'm going to say custom content so many times today. And I love this sofa because I haven't had anything like this in Sims 4 before. I've only had these in Sims 3, and I love these kind of sofas. I really like all the little clutter items I downloaded, like cushions and little decor pieces, like picture frames and stuff. I I know there's quite a lot of that in Sims 4, and they do so much better than Sims 3 when it comes to that, but I still think that custom content allows you to have so much more creativity when it comes to clutter, and I just absolutely love placing clutter in my Sims homes. I think it just makes it look so much more lived in, and like a house would just look really weird in real life if there was just no clutter. So I finished up with the living room and started with the bleh, office. I can't even talk today. I had to use that computer because it's the only custom content computer that I had. I'm not entirely sure this bookcase is usable where it is. I'm pretty sure it is, but don't quote me on that. I had quite a bit of trouble placing rugs. I just couldn't find anything that worked with the space. A couple of the things I downloaded didn't even work. Um, so yeah, I just sort of played around with rugs for a while, and eventually I was happy with it, but it did take me a while to find something that I actually liked. Moving on to the kitchen, and I didn't even realise this, I had downloaded a Smeg fridge. I love Smeg fridges. I'm a total nerd for Smeg. I just love everything about their fridges. They are so cute. I felt like it looked a bit too tight in the kitchen when I added that extra little corner bit on, so I just left the fridge where it was. And then I realised that wasn't a custom content sink, and I couldn't find one I liked. And then eventually I realised there's one that's supposed to be as if it matches the counters, but you don't place it in, you place a whole new piece. It was a bit annoying. And then I'm just placing bits of clutter and stuff, trying to make the style of the kitchen match the rest of the house. I thought these mason jars were kind of cute because in my kitchen at home we have mason jars all over the place. Mason jars, are they called that? No, they're not called that. But kilner jars with like just all sorts of things. That's what we keep our food in half the time. And then I've played with the idea of putting in a radiator because realistically it would have a radiator. But then I thought I'll have to do that in every room and it's just going to get annoying and take up space. I had real trouble finding a dining table that I liked, and I never liked the dining tables in Sims 4, and even with all this custom download stuff, I just still couldn't find something I was completely happy with. I really liked this like stools and chairs thing, but it didn't look like a real house, and it looked a bit weird. Like you wouldn't really have like your grandma over for Christmas dinner and have her sit on a stool. So I changed that to just chairs. And then I tried decorating the room, but because it's not a huge amount of space around the edge of the table, there wasn't a whole lot I could do other than wall decor. And I decided that a corkboard in a dining room was really random, so I took that out and added in these weird little art pieces that I think are so cute. I had a look at some of the clocks I downloaded because I didn't realise I'd downloaded quite so many, and then I start on the bathroom. I wanted to keep this downstairs bathroom quite simple. It's just a toilet and a sink, really, that's all it needs to be in there. But I also wanted to play with some of the new accessories I had downloaded and make everything really nice and matchy. Then I found this splashback board, whatever you call it, so I added some in behind the oven and matched it up to the fridge, and I think it looks super cute. Obviously this isn't necessarily perfect, this house, because I couldn't use any normal content. It had to all be custom content, downloaded content, which meant I couldn't always use things that I thought actually would look best in the space. I think I may slip up a couple times and just accidentally use normal content, normal items, but only a few times. I like these little tables next to the door, just somewhere you can like drop your keys and maybe your shoes or something. And then I put the little hairbrush so you can just quickly like do your hair before you go out. And then I really wanted to place a rug there, like a little doormat. Struggled and then eventually found one I liked. Then I decided the windows just were a bit weird. There was no windows on the back, so I placed a whole bunch of windows. I liked how modern and open and just these huge floor to ceiling windows. I just liked how they made the house look and feel, so I added those all over the house. Onto the second floor. I struggled a tiny bit with the layout because it ends up being a little bit weird. It works and it's actually, I think it's quite good, but it just looks a little bit wonky and one of the bedrooms just ends up being an odd shape. So I wanted to go for something a little bit different on the um, bedroom on the back left, and you'll see that come into shape soon. And that is from the Puffer Pack fan made expansion. I don't know if it's called that exactly, but if you Google that, I'm sure it will come up. Pufferhead, I think it's called. All the stuff I end up using in that room. I wanted the toddler room just to be so cozy and space like and just completely. I can't even think of the word I'm looking for. Like fantastical isn't the word I'm looking for. Like mythical sort of looking. I don't know. Maybe there's not a word for what I'm trying to think. But I just wanted it to be really, really fun and oh yeah, I can't think of a word to describe it, but I'm sure you'll see what I mean. Um, and so yeah, I just placed a whole bunch of clutter and stuff because no toddler is going to have a perfectly tidy bedroom. Had a look through all of those rug types and decided the moon that matched the pendant lamp was really cool. I really liked how that looked. I wish you could place more in the baskets. I placed that little basket, I don't know if you saw, and you can't place much in there. And a whole bunch of the blinds I had downloaded didn't work, and a lot of them wouldn't place in the right positions. And so that was kind of stressful, but I absolutely love these little net curtain looking ones. I think they are so, so cute. I jump on over to this one, but I haven't finished the toddler one yet. But I start playing around with this room. This is meant to be maybe the guest room, which is a bit weird because they have the big balcony in their room, but this is meant to be the guest room. I absolutely love what I did here with these glass partitions. I love how they break up the space and keep the bed separate from the rest of the room. I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. Because it is quite a long and strange shaped room, I just think it breaks the space up really nicely. And it's just gorgeous. I just love it. I don't know why, but I love it a lot. Added in these little like Polaroid hanging fairy lights and absolutely covered them with postcards. And then I went on to the master bedroom or parents' bedroom. It's not technically the master because it's not the biggest, but it has the ensuite. So I'm calling it the master bedroom because this is where I imagine the parents would be. I really liked playing with this sort of, I don't know whether or not to call it mid-century or to call it IKEA, but this mid-century IKEA sort of style with the bedrooms, I thought it was really nice, and a lot of the stuff I downloaded seemed to work with that. There was a pack I downloaded called SimKea, so Sim IKEA, that obviously was going for that style. This room is super simple, it's not got a whole lot of furniture in it, but it has the lovely main big bathroom attached onto it, so I don't know, maybe that would be the parents' room, or maybe the one that I've called the guest room would be the parents' room. Really personal choice, you can decide what you think. I spend kind of a while decorating this bathroom because there's just so many decor pieces and clutter bits and bobs that I had downloaded, and I just wanted to look at quite a lot of them. I realised that some of the towels I had placed were not custom content, and then I don't know if that's already happened, but I go in and change those and make sure that it's all custom content, not base game ones. And we finished with that floor. Almost. We had to place a sofa and curtains. Okay, onto this floor. So the third floor, when it finishes jumping around. Okay, no, have not gone onto the third floor. Oh yeah, I hadn't finished the toddler bedroom, so I played around with some different wallpapers and things, and tried to find something I liked out of the ones that I had downloaded, and I absolutely love what that wallpaper does to the toddler's room. It just absolutely like engulfs you into the theme. I think it's gorgeous. So on this floor, the third floor, we've got a skill building room, a bathroom, and the teenager's bedroom, which is the biggest room in the house. But oh well. Everyone else can just have their small rooms. So when it comes to the teenager's bedroom, I wanted to have a lot more fun and put a lot more personality into that, the same as I did with the toddler room, because the other two double bedrooms don't have a huge amount of actual character. They're very like showroom in IKEA, which is great because that's a really nice look. But I just wanted to give this room a lot more character and make it look like an actual teenager lives in there, you know? Like that has a personality and is a human being. So I went with this orange and yellow, sort of almost 60s looking vibe, with the rug and the clock and then the big lamp that looks almost like a lava lamp. I know there are lava lamps, or is that Sims 3? No, that's Sims 3. I love big black round mirrors, I think they are gorgeous. I decided I wanted some yellow chairs to tie in the yellow theme over on that side of the room, and I just couldn't find anything that worked. Anything that was yellow or orange was just not the right tone, and even then these cushions are not the right tones. But they do a little bit for me, so I just put them in there anyway. I wanted there to be quite a bit of clutter because this is meant to be a teenager's bedroom, so realistically it wouldn't be pristine and tidy. I love how you can place things inside this wardrobe as well. It works just like a surface on like a shelf or something. So I played around with that. I love that. I really wanted to add a rug in underneath the sofa, but then everything I played with was just way too big for the space and just end up being a rug underneath the whole room. But I really like what I ended up with. Oh, and then I decided that a teenager's room really needs a desk because that is a huge amount of what they're going to be doing, like playing on their computer or doing their homework. They're going to be at their desk for a lot of the time. So I added in a desk for them, and that's their room. The skill building room, so simple. Just a bunch of skill building objects chucked in a room. I added in a wood floor instead of the carpet because I thought maybe it would get messy. Obviously it wouldn't actually in the game, but just realistically. Then this bathroom I kept really simple. I felt like the space was a little bit empty in the hall on the landing, so I wanted to add something in, but I couldn't quite figure out what. I loved that little side table and I hadn't used it yet. And I absolutely had to because it's so gorgeous, so I plopped that in there in the hall. And I like how that fills up the space. And then I wanted to have like a party loft because maybe, I don't know, the parents with their toddler and their teenagers still have big raging parties. I don't know. But I really wanted to add a little bit of a party loft where they can just hang out, maybe somewhere for their teenager to have controlled parties, and there's just one room that gets messy. That was the only custom content bar, and I don't love it, but I had to use it. So, oh, and the blinds were just being a nightmare in this. I don't even know what the blinds were doing. Um, Most of them just would not place properly. But yeah, here is just the party room so far, a sofa and a bar and then a cards table. I don't make this room super complicated, I just, because you want to leave a lot of room for people to dance and socialise and things, and also because at this point I was just, ugh, at this point I'd been decorating this house for quite a while and I was starting to get over it. I mean, I absolutely love this house, it's just, it's all in one very, very similar style, and I was starting to get a little bit like bored and I wasn't quite sure what was working anymore at that point. So I finished that and then I'm not good at landscaping and making gardens. That's one of my biggest weaknesses in Sims. So I wanted to try and give them a nice garden, not overcomplicating it, but just give them a nice garden because I never ever do that. And a go-to for me in Sims 3, Sims 4, anything, is always just add a pool. But I didn't add it how I usually would. I added it in a slightly different shape, I guess. Still very simple, but just trying to decorate it a little bit nicer. And I'm always scared to leave a huge grassy space, but realistically, lawns are huge grassy spaces. Like, that's sort of just what they are, especially for people with kids. So here's a bunch of screenshots. I'll let you just have a look at them. And thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!